this force that's happening in the world is coming about all over. It's like resurgent atavism.
It is a role model that I myself am a Satan in the society in which I exist.
We are here, we're not going away, and Christianity and the day of the cross are done.
Hail Satan! Hail Satan!
The age of fire has begun.
Well, today was 6606, but to make this story better, we'll just call it 666. To some, the sign of the devil. But to one group here in Southern California, 666 means it's time to party. CBS 2's Glenn Walker's live in Los Feliz with a group calling itself the Church of Satan's Blood.
Yeah, Paul, this was an invitation-only event at the Steve Allen Theater on Sunset Boulevard. 100 members of the Church of Satan here tonight celebrating their religion's 40th anniversary. As the sun began to set here in what they call the City of the Damned, worshipers of the Church of Satan began to arrive, properly attired for their version of High Mass. For one church official, that includes subdermal implants in his forehead.
We're having a satanic high mass to celebrate the 40th anniversary of our organization.
Peter Gilmore is the Church of Satan's high priest, founded in 1966 by this man, the late Anton LaVey, whose soul now resides, we presume, in a place much warmer than California. While tonight's high mass is taking place on the same date, a movie depicting evil is opening in theaters. These Satan worshipers say tonight is about enjoying life.
We're not devil worshippers. We don't believe in God. We're atheists. We're Epicurean. We look to enjoy everything to the fullest.
Is this something you apply to your everyday life?
That would be like asking me if Satanism affects my life. I affect life by being a Satanist.
Well, it's just a great excuse for a good party.
So this is more theater than religion.
All religion is showbiz, and we're about the only religion that admits that.
Now, we were not allowed in that high mass tonight. We were told, though, that 3 rituals were performed involving compassion, destruction, and lust. Most churches I know about, 1 out of 3 of those is allowed. Live tonight in Los Feliz, Glenn Walker.
Bila kita memperhatikan setan untuk mengenalinya, kita lihat bahwa dia memiliki cara berpikir yang amat aneh dan rahasia. Pada dasar cara berpikirnya, yang mulanya tampak pada iblis lalu disebarkan kepada para pengikutnya, terdapat kesombongan dan keangkuhan. Di satu sisi, iblis menerima keberadaan Allah dan kekuasaannya yang abadi. Di sisi lain, dia membangkang terhadapnya. Keadaan ini sangat bertentangan. Bahkan setelah iblis menyuruh manusia agar mengingkari Allah, dia berkata bahwa dia takut kepada Allah dan meninggalkan orang-orang itu. Allah menjelaskan hal ini dalam Al-Quran. Bujukan orang-orang munafik itu adalah seperti bujukan setan ketika dia berkata kepada manusia, "Kafirlah kamu." Maka tatkala manusia itu telah kafir, ia berkata, "Sesungguhnya aku melepaskan diriku dari kamu, karena sesungguhnya aku takut kepada Allah, Tuhan semesta alam." Setiap orang yang menolak firman Allah dalam Al-Quran dan membuat penilaian sendiri tentang hal-hal yang telah ditentukan Allah mengenai perintah ilahi sebagai hal tak bermakna adalah sama keadaannya. Seperti iblis, orang-orang ini tahu bahwa Tuhan memang ada, namun karena kesombongan dan keangkuhan mereka menjatuhkan diri hingga derajat setan. Yang aneh adalah kedudukan orang yang mengikuti setan, yang mencoba dengan keangkuhan dan kedengkian mereka yang tak berkesudahan untuk menarik manusia ke jalan yang menuju laknat. Sepanjang sejarah, orang-orang pembangkang yang ingkar kepada Allah serta kehidupan setelah mati selalu adalah orang yang telah disesatkan setan. Mereka mengakui setan, bukan Allah, dan sudah menjadikan kesombongan, keangkuhan, dan kejahatan setan sebagai teladan bagi diri mereka. Jadi, setanisme adalah jalan yang dipilih oleh orang yang telah disesatkan setan dan kini telah menjadi murid atau pengikutnya. Keadaan orang-orang ini adalah sebagaimana dilukiskan dalam Al-Quran. Setan telah menguasai mereka, lalu menjadikan mereka lupa mengingat Allah. Mereka itulah golongan setan. Ketahuilah bahwa sesungguhnya golongan setan itulah golongan yang merugi. Selanjutnya akan kita tinjau sejarah setanisme, sejarah jalan gelap menuju neraka.
Golden Dawn's most notorious member was a self-confessed Satanist, Aleister Crowley, who styled himself as the Beast.
Few people realize that Aleister Crowley is not only the father of modern Satanism, but the father of modern culture as well, the wickedest man on earth. Crowley claimed that a demonic spirit, later identified as Satan himself, dictated a book to him in 1904 called the Book of the Law. Under the heading The Law of Thelema, the Book of the Law declares, "This book lays down a simple code of conduct. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love unto will. There is no law beyond. Do what thou wilt."
Crowley had already been trying to contact the devil in 1898 when he first made contact with the Order of the Golden Dawn. By 1900, Crowley was mingling with the elite of British society, sharing his knowledge of devil worship with leading Masonic politicians, aristocrats, and royalty. Crowley was a full-time occultist and had no day job in which he had to hide his fascination with Freemasonry and Satanism. In his book, Confessions, Crowley claims he was initiated into Freemasonry at the Anglo-Saxon Lodge in Paris. He also recounts how he became master of one of London's oldest and most respected lodges, the Studholme Lodge, which is now rumoured to have Tony Blair as one of its members. Crowley shared Albert Pike's enthusiasm for the devil. In his book entitled Magic, Crowley writes, "The devil is this serpent, Satan. He is life and love. He is light, and his zodiacal image is Capricornus, the leaping goat, the Godhead."
As we shall see, Crowley's do what thou wilt was really do what Satan or Crowley wilt. Crowley taught that one could become a genius in music through practicing his Satanism.
Crowley had hoped to get his disciples into influential positions in America to influence the masses. One such disciple was former Harvard professor turned drug guru Timothy Leary. Timothy Leary, the defunct Harvard professor, led the drug revolution in the 1960s as he handed out west through the pagan demonic gods of the East, who were also promoted by Aleister Crowley. We can see here that Timothy Leary is under a painting which bears the number of the Antichrist, 666, who is prophesied to rule the world until he's destroyed by Christ at Armageddon. On a PBS interview, Timothy Leary let his hair down and admitted that he was carrying on Satanist Aleister Crowley's work and that the 1960s is when the plan began to come to fruition.
Well, I've been an admirer of Aleister Crowley. I think that I'm carrying on much of the work that he started over 100 years ago, and I think the 60s themselves. You know, Crowley said, do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law under love. It was a very powerful statement. I'm sorry he isn't around now to appreciate the glories that he started.
Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. In the 1960s, this became do your own thing. As we have seen, this also incorporated the idea of the drug revolution, but Crowley did not stop there. He also called for a sexual revolution. If Crowley was to implement the satanic New Age of Antichrist, as we easily led, Crowleyan youth culture was deceived into believing that they had received spiritual enlightenment, when in fact they had swung the door open to Satan and his plan to destroy the world. Satan had effectively slipped in his destructive teachings to undermine traditional moral values through the cloak of a supposed anti-materialistic peace movement. Crowley taught that his satanic doctrine should be cloaked under the lie of love, and he believed the youth would fall for it. Crowley taught that in order for the new eon of Antichrist to be established, he had to initiate the world into homosexuality. Crowley began by implementing many of his homosexual sex magic rituals into a secret order called the OTO.
We're young, we're clear, we're gonna rule the world! We're young, we're clear, we're gonna rule the world!
You're about to see startling evidence that Crowley had as much influence on the world with his sex revolution as he did with the drug revolution. Aleister Crowley knew that if he was to establish a new age of Antichrist, he would have to destroy God's design for family, consisting of men and women as husband and wife. Crowley therefore declared in his book Magic Without Tears that family was public enemy number one. Since the satanic revolution of the 1960s, there's been an incredible attack on the family as homosexual recruiting has increased dramatically. Crowley made it no secret that he was interested in popularizing homosexual deviancy and even child molestation. Crowley's emphasis on homosexuality found their way into mainstream politics initially through homosexual organizer Harry Hay. This is highly significant because Harry Hay, who led the charge of the sodomy revolution of the 60s, was, like Leary, a disciple of Aleister Crowley's teachings. Project 10, which was based on the skewed statistic of sex researcher Alfred Kinsey, who claimed that 10% of the USA was gay, is still a program that is taught in public schools today as homosexuals seek to recruit among the young and impressionable. Project 10 seeks to get impressionable elementary students to explore possibly latent homosexual tendencies by lying to them and claiming that the basis of Kinsey's statistics that 10% of them are homosexuals and need to accept it. Incredibly, along with Harry Hay, the world's most renowned sex researcher Alfred Kinsey was also influenced by the works of Satanist Aleister Crowley. Playboy magazine probably did more than any other publication in the 1960s to popularize the sexual revolution. In fact, Hugh Hefner credited Kinsey and his flawed research in his first issue of Playboy. Incredibly, Robert Anton Wilson, who edited the Playboy forum throughout much of the hippie movement, has admitted to practicing Crowley's magic and reading all of his available works. In the 1960s, homosexual youth was rallied to take to the streets. Not coincidentally, the founder of the modern homosexual movement, Crowley and Satanist Harry Hay,